Welcome back, guys. It is your coach of the Detroit Blue Flares, Kazaweeb, and we are here with a new draft division in the Pokemon Ultra Draft League. It is the LuxuryBall division. This is our YouTube required upload league. It is running the same rules as Master Ball and Ultra Ball, so it's still the same stuff you're familiar with. I explained in the first video that will probably be coming up first about the rules and the differences and whatnot. But now this one, everyone will be putting up a video, so there'll be lots of content to go around. And yeah, I'm your commissioner of the Pokemon Ultra Draft League, and I'm also a coach, like I just said earlier, in this division. And this time around, my luck was a lot better in marbles on stream, and we ended up with the first overall pick. So I wanted to, I will never choose Dragapult. I'm just going to preface that now. I will never choose Dragapult. You cannot make me choose Dragapult. And there's a couple other mons where I feel like I might not draft that often just because they're considered so good that maybe it's just not something I really want to like win with. Even though it's like, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. You still got to win with skill, no matter how good your mons are. It's just like, it's a matter-of-fact thing for me, you know? But with that being said, let's get on to round one. Alright, so my first overall pick. We decided to get one of the new Gen 9 Pokemon, one of the best draft Pokemon. We got, with the first overall pick, Iron Valiant, the Fairy Fighting Paradox Pokemon with its Quirk Drive ability, rocking that 130 attack with its 120 special attack and 116 speed. Fastmon, great mixed attacker on both, like, you know, just on both sides. Has good resistances, obviously has a, you know, like 5 weaknesses as well. But you know, being a fairy type means that it's gonna be really good. So it can be used in either a physical or, you know, a special version of it. There are the items that it likes to use, like Booster Energy, Choice Specs, Choice Band, even Choice Scarf. But yeah, those are some of the main ones. But obviously they really like their Booster Energy. You can put heavy duty boots on it too, I don't mind. But yeah, it has a lot of things it can do. It is a good fast Encore Mon. You pivot out after something takes a hit if you want to click Encore there to lock that Mon in. Most of the time you're more than likely able to, and then you're able to click Calm Mind or Swords Dance because it can set up on both ways, both sides. It also has some cheeky little attacks like Destiny Bond. It gets Stab Aura Sphere. It also gets Stab close combat, and it gets Vacuum Wave Priority, which is Stab as well. Also gets the Moon Blast for Stab Special. Fairy. It gets Spirit Break out for the physical side. It gets Knockoff, Drain Punch. What else could you ask for in a mon? It gets Elemental Punches. I don't know if it gets Thunder Punch. Does it get Fire Punch? It gets Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Leaf Blade. It gets Screens. Does it get both? Yeah, it gets both Screens. Shadow Ball, Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak. You know, like, this mon can do a lot. Thunderbolt as well. Coverage for fucking days. This mon can literally do anything. It is a Swiss Army knife. It can literally do whatever you want, other than, like, obviously, like, hazards and spinning them away. But this mon is an offensive threat and a half, and I am so glad I got it with my first pick. I want to try and use almost every Paradox, if not every Paradox mon, so I want to get this mon, despite it being so strong that I almost have reservations about getting it. But, you know, let's just run it. Let's rock it out and try and do good with this mon. So yeah, let's get on to round two. Alright, for round two, we got a classic defensive mon, but ironically enough, it can be both special or physical defensive. Also can be offensive. It is Cantonian Zapdos. So now we have both Zapdos, one in each league. This mon is just a very good offensive piece. It has pivoting with, I don't know if it gets U-turn, but I know it gets Volt Switch. I think it's U-turn as well. It does. Yeah, it gets U-turn and Volt Switch. It has static, so it has a decent ability that really punishes physical attackers plus like U-turners. So, you know, static Rocky Helmet is a really good set on it. It can run leftovers as well, heavy duty boots. So A lot of good items on it. It could be off, like, I can surprise someone and run this thing offensive. 125 special attack is nothing to sneeze at. It only has 2 weaknesses and, like, what is that, 6 immunity, like, resistances plus immunity, like one that has the ground immunity. So this mon is freaking fantastic. Has a pretty decent move pool. As Roost, E-Bolt, Hurricane, Heat Wave for some coverage, Volt Switch, and U-Turn. I think I said Roost, but Roost again. Thunder Wave as well for speed control. Tailwind for more speed control. It's just a very consistent, good mon. Weather Ball for my I said Weather Ball for my chilly reception. That's my other team. I do not have Slow King on this team, but has Weather Ball for whatever reason you want to do with it. So yeah, just a very good, consistently good defensive mon that will definitely come a lot. So yeah, that is my round 2. Let's move on to round 3. We decided to go for another classic from Generation 3. Another mon that I haven't got to use in draft. I haven't used a lot of mons in draft. I started in Gen 9. But it's a really cool mon that came back with the DLC, I believe. DLC 2, it came back. And, you know, I really wanted to use it. This mon is fantastic. Obviously people have talked about that it's kind of fallen off a little bit because of all the buffing and stuff, but I think this mon is still fantastic. It is Metagross, the Steel Psychic type. It has Clear Body is probably the only ability that you really need to use. But it has, you know, solid stats all around, you know, the base 600 all the way around, 135 attack, 130 defense, 95 special attack is respectable, 90 defense is also respectable. 70 speed is underrated for... Look at him, he's a giant hunk of metal and he can move at 70. I guess that's not bad, you know. Yeah, items that he likes to use. I think this mon could work really well with Assault Vest. It also gets leftovers. You can run the like ground resist berries, citrus berry, Custap berry is always cool. You can do like Custap berry explosion, all that kind of all those shenanigans. It gets knockoff, it gets psychic fangs and Zen headbutt. Heavy slam is also a strong one. Priority strong bullet punch as well. I believe it said earthquake, but yeah, it has a lot of strong moves, a lot of hard-hitting moves, and a little bit of setup with like own claws and whatnot. I'm not sure if you'd ever click that. It gets like ice punch for ground types as well, like ground flying types like Light Score and stuff. Iron Head, Meteor Mash. It can do some silly stuff on the special side with like Psychic Noise. Doesn't get Calm Mind, so that's unfortunate, because it could be kind of interesting as a special. It gets Trailblaze, of course, Trick, Stone Edge. It gets a lot of really good moves. Stealth Rocks. So yeah, that is just a lot of good moves on a really good mon. It fits well. It resists the Psychic type moves that Iron Valiant is weak to. It resists Fairy type moves that Iron Valiant is weak to. And then obviously Zapdos helped with the ground coverage, being immune to that, which helps out Metagross. So a very solid core. I will say, to be transparent with you guys, originally I wanted Rillaboom. Rillaboom was this pick. Metagross was going to be probably a later pick if I got lucky. But I wanted Rillaboom, but he got sniped, and Metagross moved up in my draft board, and I got him first, which I have no regrets about. I love Metagross. I did really want to try Rillaboom too, but you know, there's always next time. So I'm looking forward to use him, and let's go on. All right, round 4. We got a new Terra captain around the block here. Never been able to Terra before in PUDL, not at all. We did give him some restrictions because, yeah, Tinted Lens is powerful. We got the Bug Flying type Yan Mega in round 4. Yes, that's pretty high, you know. I'm hoping I don't regret that. So the way our Terra rules work is that if you Terra, it has to have speed boost. But I can run Tinted Lens, I just cannot Terra for that game. It also has Frisk, so that's a fun ability as well for scouting out items. But yeah, Tinted Lens will be good in case I feel like I don't need to Terra this mon. But speed boost with Terra is gonna be pretty damn good. I don't know how good this mon's gonna be. But it hasn't been able to Terra before. It's never been drafted really, other than like by one guy last season. So We gave it the ability to tear with a little bit of a restriction because Tinted Lens is really strong. Shout out to Low Kicks for showing us that. So we are gonna be, running him as our Terra Cats, and I was a little nervous because he's new. We have talked about him a bit, so I just wanted to get him out of the way, get him right away. So yeah, it's gonna be fun using this guy. Obviously with like 116 special attack, it's not like crazy, but there are some fun items you can put on him to make him a lot better. Speed boost with throat spray using bug buzz is a very good way to proc the bug spray, or bug spray. Oh god, I'm gonna kill him. To proc the throat spray, you can also run choice specs as well. Heavy duty boots is also this mon's friend. And oh yeah, the Terras that I decided to go with, I believe is Bug. No. The Bug? God, give me 1 second to find this. I have it right now. I went Bug, Ground, and Electric. The reason I went for that is because I think for the ground typing, it helps with my rock weakness. It'll make me resist rocks. It gives me an immunity to electric. Obviously, I'm so weak to my ice. I'm neutral to fire now, so ground is a pretty solid typing with him. In electric, I went because it is a very just good Terra type that's only weak to ground. It gives me a strong electric option, which I thought would be cool. I don't have electric on this team that I remember anymore. So it did give me the electric typing. I have Zapdos. What am I talking about, guys? I don't know what I'm talking about. It's electric for now. I might change it to fire. I've been debating on it. But for now, it is electric. And it might stay that way. I think electric is pretty cool. But Ghost and Fire on my radar because he also has Shadow Ball. So he has a decent little move pool here. He has Air Slash for flying. Bug Buzz for his stab bug. He has Hypnosis if I'm feeling risque. U-turn for momentum. He has Psychic and Psychic Noise. Shadow Ball as well. Solar Beam, which is, for the funnies. Who knows, maybe Sun's Up, shoot the Solar Beam off. And yeah, pretty limited move pool, but is a very fun mon, I think. We're gonna see how he does this season. Maybe he's not that great, and maybe he'll be a Terra next season. But I think with Tinted Lens, it's still too much. So he doesn't have priority like he doesn't have Sucker Punch and First Impression. So maybe with Tinted Lens, it's fine. But I guess we'll learn together, guys. So yeah, that is Yanmega. I love this mon. He's one of my favorite mons from Gen 4. He's just a cool dude. And so yeah, I'll see you guys in round 5. All right, we are back with our round 5 pick. Full disclosure, I actually dropped my round 5 to pick up this mon in the in Grace because I realized that I needed a fire type because in this league I'm trying to be sweatier with my team building. I want a Fire Water Grass core. I want a Steel Dragon Fairy core. I want a bunch of pivoting, the fast mons, all that stuff. So yeah. So I dropped Overquill. I had Overquill. I still had I still have a dark type coming, which I also needed for my team. I also had the grounded poison type coming, so I decided let's just drop him and get my fire type. And we decided to go with someone that I used in the Mafia division last season, old reliable Horos Blaze. My fighting fire type. It also gave me fighting. I don't think I have fighting in this one yet. Oh wait, I do. I have Iron Valiant. Duh. But I have another fighting type, but he also was fire. With Intimidate, which is great because I dropped Overquill and then got another Intimidate mon. Has decent stats all around, 110 attack, 105 defense, and 100 speed. So I really like that. You can run them really defensively with Intimidate, leftovers with body press instead of close combat, stuff like that. It gets like Earthquake and all that stuff, but yeah, I'll go over that. But items that he likes to use, leftovers, heavy duty boots. If you want to run them offensively, choice band, choice scarf. He can set up with bulk up and be bulky. Has Trailblaze for setup as well. Can do some cheeky Kudchu stuff where you have a Kudchu, like a berry. You get to eat it twice. Could be like one of the defense up berries or a speed up berry, citrus berry, whatever you need. Has strong fighting coverage with close combat and body press, of course. It has the Raging Bull, which is fire type for him. It also breaks screens. He also has Flare Blitz, and if I'm cheeky, I can run Fire Spin. because Fire Spin has that nice dot damage. It's fun. He has Endeavor, which I have used before. Earthquake as well. What else you got? You got like Smart Strike, but you have Iron Head. You don't need Smart. But yeah, Temper Flare could be interesting. Will-O-Wisp, of course, is great as a defensive mon. I also did want to get Incineroar, but he ended up getting sniped. But we got this instead, and I'm very happy with this. I love Tauros. I grew to really respect Tauros Blaze as a defensive mon last season. So I'm looking forward to using it again. And yeah, so on to round 6. So yeah, see you there. All right, here we are, round 6. Wanted to get my bulky water type next. I already got sniped about 2 times. I wanted Primarina. I wanted Primarina at first, and then there was another one I can't remember anymore. And then I went to this one, which I decided was actually pretty good for me. Oh wait, no, I only got sniped once. I got sniped for Primarina, then I was gonna go Milotic, and then I decided I wanted to go a little bit cheaper so I could get a different mon later. So we went with a Vaporeon. So 130 HP, 110 special attack is not bad, and 95 Spadef. 60 defense is not great, but you can run this thing defensively thanks to its high HP stat. But it is a pretty good Spadef wall, which I was looking for. That's why I was kind of considering Milotic. But this one gets Wish and has an immunity, so I was really interested in that. It also gets Scald like Milotic does. So it's a pretty solid replacement in that respect. It also gets Momentum with Flip Turn. You know, I love Wish. It has Haze, so help me stop people setting up. Alluring Voice if people start setting up and I want to confuse them. It has Baton Pass as well for Momentum in case they have a Water Absorber on their team and you don't really want them to be able to swap in that Water Absorber freely. You can just click Baton Pass instead. It runs Ice Beam. Also has Icy Wind. Muddy Water if you want to try and get those accuracy lowers. Get Shadow Ball for more coverage, of course. Yawn, which is a good support item as well, alongside that Wish. Its other ability is Hydration, but we don't really need to use that. And items it really likes to use as Heavy Duty Boots, Leftovers. You don't really see Assault Vest on this thing because there's no point, because you want to use like Wish and everything like that. But yeah, Heavy Duty Boots, Leftovers. There's not really much else you really run on this thing, but maybe I'm forgetting. Citrus Berries are always cool. But yeah, that is Vaporeon. We know what Vaporeon does. And so yeah, we're gonna move on to round number 7. All right, round number 7. I don't think this mon was originally on my draft board, but I got sniped a few times. I got sniped a lot in this draft. It was rough, but I still think I made a fantastic team. And I decided to grab a mon that I really wanted to use that has a lot of mid allegations being pointed towards him in draft, at least. Not necessarily in like showdown ladder because he can Terra. But I decided to go with Roaring Moon, the Paradox Pokemon. He is Dragon Dark type. Quad weak to Fairy. We don't love to see that, that's for sure. But has 105 HP, 139 attack, 119 speed, and actually like a good Spadef with 101. So he can be very bulky on the Spadef side. And obviously he is a wall breaker and a half. You do not need booster energy attack to make this guy go crazy. You can just run Leftovers, Heavy Duty Boots if you want. You can choice ban this dude. But booster energy is a favorite for people. Berry Resist Berry, you know, a bunch of stuff. Life Orb. Like, you can just run more normal, like, you know, traditional sets that don't use booster. Because I feel like booster, sometimes it's hard. I feel like people overcommit when they have a booster mon and it ends up getting them killed. That's my opinion on like why a lot of people call him mid. I feel like it's too hard to not commit once he's out with booster. You want to click Dragon Dance and all that jazz, but instead, you don't have to use booster. You can just break something really hard, click Knock Off, it's Stab, 139 attack, you know. He gets, you know, Acrobatics for coverage as well if he loses his item or uses his item. Iron Head for Fairy coverage, which is very good if you think they're going to swap in on you because you are Dark and Dragon. He gets Outrage and Dragon Claw, I believe Breaking Swipe too, which is cool. That was a good move on Gouging Fire. I think it'd be good on him. He gets set up with Dragon Dance as well. Definitely will be taking advantage of that as well because Dragon Dance is good on him. But obviously you don't have to super commit to it. He has a little bit of coverage with like Fire Fang, Iron Head, like I said, and Knock Off. He gets Night Slash too if you want to play with crits. Rock Slide, Shadow Claw, Stone Edge, Stomping Tantrum. I don't know if he gets. I don't think he gets Earthquake. Yeah. Oh, he does. He gets Earthquake. Okay. So you don't need Stomping. You don't really need Stomping, but he gets U-Turn, so more momentum. We got a lot of momentum. And yeah, Zen Headbutt, Taunt. He's a fast Taunt mon, so he has a lot going for him. I think he's a great mon. We'll see how good he is in draft with me, but I know maybe some people don't go with him. I haven't seen too many do great, but I would love to change it and, not have to call him Roaring Mid. But we'll see if he beats the allegations or not. I'm looking forward to use him. So yeah, we'll move on to the next round. Round 8, we decided we needed our Electric Immunity mon, and we had to get it cheap. We could not afford too much. We bought a lot of expensive mons with like Iron Valiant, Zap, Metagross, Growing Moon, so we had to go cheap. But just because he's cheap doesn't mean he's bad. He's a friend. Let's go with that. He's a friend. It is Quagsire with, Water Absorb and Unaware, 2 really good abilities. Unaware is going to be great for stopping people from sweeping, especially if it's a defensive, physically offensive mon. He's decent with his defenses. He has reliable recovery with Recover. He has Toxic. He can do Stealth Rock, Haze, Encore, Spikes. Obviously Earthquake and some other like Stab Water, Liquidation. He gets Yawn and Toxic Spikes as well as Toxic. Whirlpool for trapping if we need to do that. He has some decent stuff. He is a good mon. He's a good solid defensive mon that's very annoying to deal with. And yeah, he's gonna be helping me out with electric, immunities and whatnot, stopping sweep. So I'm looking forward to using Quagsire, and we will get on to the next round. All right, for round number 9, we drafted this mon in the Master Ball division, so I'm hoping that video comes out first. It is a Fortress. We got him again. I needed a good Steel type mon. Actually, that's all. I had Metagross. I didn't need a good Steel type mon. I needed a good spinner. He is my only spinner currently that I am aware of. So he's gonna be our main spinner and only spinner on the team. And he is, of course, very, very reliable, very strong mon. Usually you rock him with leftovers. You can rock him with a potentially Akaberry if you really think you need it. Or heavy duty boots if you think you need it for whatever reason. But in case someone's hazard stacking you, I guess it wouldn't be bad for the rocks and spikes, save you some HP. But leftovers is usually what you want to go with him. We already know his movesets. He has T-Wave, Body Press, Thunder, Volt Switch. He gets screens, at least light screen. He gets both. So he had screens too. So he can be a manual Sandstorm setter or Sunny Day setter if you're like dealing with a weather team. So he's a decent mon. He's gonna be helping us out a lot. He's our spinner. So yeah, let's just get on to our second to last round. All right, round number 10. We needed a grounded poison type. I also wanted more momentum because I'm a momentum fiend this season. And, I was having a talk with my head coach, Shiro, and she put me on this little guy new to Generation 9. And it is a Grafaiai. We did have him one season for like season 2, I believe. We did use him once, if I remember correctly. And then we dropped him. But this time it's going to be different. I think Grafaiai is a decent mon. It gets Prankster. Doesn't necessarily need it with its 110 speed, but it does have Prankster. It has Poison Touch and Unburden. 3 solid abilities. Unburden probably being like the best other than Prankster. Poison Touch is okay though. But just a very fast mon with a decent attack stat. And, a lot of good coverage options. It has Knock Off, Gunk Shot. It can Parting Shot or U-Turn. It is a Prankster Encore mon. With Unburden, if you want to run that, he can get Acrobatics. He has Low Kick as well. So a lot of decent options. There's Baton Pass if you don't want to use U-Turn for whatever reason, but you probably. He's a fast Endeavor mon once again. If I want to go like Endure Endeavor or Focus Sash Endeavor, you name it. What else you got here? Nasty Plot, but it's 80 special attack. Maybe you see Nasty Plot Sludge Wave. Maybe something crazy. Skitter Smack and Shadow Claw, so some decent options. Swords Dance, of course. Swords Dance and Focus Sash never goes wrong. Prankster Toxic is always fun as well. So just a solid, you don't always need Grounded Poison, but he's a decent Grounded Poison to have. You can get out really fast for you. With Parting Shot, it is Prankster, so you will be moving with priority. So that is very solid. And yeah, let's get on to the next mon. Alright, so for the final round, I needed a couple things, I believe. I needed didn't necessarily need, but I wanted a Ghost type. And I needed a Grass type to finish my Fire, Water, Grass core. And we went with one of my favorite Grass types, just in general. A mon that I think can cook, even though he's not the best. It is Trevenant. And we got him with his Terra Captaincy this time around. He is rocking the Terra Ghost, Fairy, and Water Terra Captains or Terra types for now. I might change Water to Fairy, but oh wait, no, I have Fairy. It's Ghost, Fairy, Water. What am I talking about? So yeah, that's probably what I'll go with. I don't know if I'll change it to anything else. Maybe Steel could be better. So we'll see. But it has 3 solid abilities with Natural Cure, Frisk, and Harvest. Frisk is really good for, getting knowledge on items, but I tend to really like running Harvest, but I also liked running Natural Cure when I used it last season in Mafia, to swap in on ailment users that want to use Thunder Wave and Toxic, and then swap out to just, block them. He doesn't get any momentum though, but he can do a lot of funny stuff. Decent stats with 85 HP, 110 attack, 76 defense, 82 speed def. So we can kind of play both ways, but it's not like the best, obviously. With Harvest, you can have a little bit of fun with like Citrus Berry. I've ran Harvest Yachi Berry before to face Manaphy that wants to use Ice Beams. So I've done that before. He gets Will-O-Wisp. He gets Toxic, so a couple good ailment options. Knockoff as well to remove items. He gets Sucker Punch Priority. Poltergeist as well. Earthquake, Poison Jab, Leech Seed. Substitute, which is fun. Horn Leech, Foul Play. So I think he's a pretty decent mon. I think with Terra, he's going to be even better. I think Terra Fairy goes well. Obviously, he'd still be weak to Poison. So maybe Steel is good. So maybe I'll change it to Steel. You know what? If it says Steel in this video, it's because I changed him to Steel. So yeah, that is the final mon. And I think this team looks great. We have loads of momentum this time around. I'm hoping that does me justice. And yeah, I hope you guys look forward to this season. It's going to be a cool one. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for week 1. Yeah.